So a strap, or also, yeah, I was going to say a broomstick or something like that if you don't have a strap, but a strap, a dog leash, a scarf, anything at all that's kind of, you know, good length for you. And we're just going to begin by taking the strap quite wide. And so here too, when you're grabbing the strap, just keep your wrists neutral, okay? So we're not flexing or extending or flexing, okay? So we're just going to bring the strap up. So I have a nice wide grip, and I'm going to bring it up and behind. And perhaps you can come all the way behind, but I'm just going to go so far because I have the ball and chair behind me, but you can bring it. I'll just move it all the way around if you want. Feels really nice. And just again, moving with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up. And if you find this, don't force your hands all the way behind. You may want to widen the grip if you can't get it behind. But you want your you want your arms straight, really. But if you have if you're finding it really difficult to get the strap up, then this little bend in the elbows is fine as well. So now let's take the strap a little closer and continue that movement. And when you're bringing it up, almost this feeling like you're pulling it apart at the same time. So you're pulling the strap apart. It's not a really hard pull. It's just a gentle pull on the strap, like you're pulling it apart as you come up and down. Just moving with your breath, being mindful of any tension creeping in anywhere. Perhaps we'll go a little closer. So I'm bringing it more narrow than shoulder width distance apart, and see how that changes things. Or probably it's about shoulder distance apart, actually. And when you're coming up, you're really trying to prevent the ribs from coming. So we don't want to flare the ribs in order to get the arms up, okay? So just keeping the ribs down, and you're really just getting this movement in the shoulders and working in the range of motion that you have. And come down, take a little breather, a little rest. If you want to move your neck, again, it's a nice time to do it. Always fit in a little neck roll or wrist rolls wherever you can. So now again, about a little wider than shoulder width distance apart, I would say, and we're going to bring the strap up. And like I said, this can be a little wider if that's more comfortable for you, or you can bend. So if you can't get your arms way up without bringing the ribs, then just try bending at the elbows a little bit, and you can do that this here. So we're just going to make little circles. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to raise the arms up without the ribs, and then I'm going to like make little tiny circles with the shoulders. Little circles one way, relaxing the face, relaxing the lower body, the belly. Little circles one way and then the other. And we can come down. And take a little rest. Notice how your shoulders feel. So this class is more about mobility and strength, probably. We have just really getting into the nooks and crannies here tonight. It's an evening here for me. So yeah. So now what we will do is, let's do our kayaks. That's what I call them, but it's nothing like kayaking. So we'll bring the arms up, or actually we're going to bring, I think I'm not always sure what best way to start, but anyway, we'll bring the arms up here like this, and then we're going to I'm wondering how the, okay, let's bring it down and then cross the arm over. That's better. And then come around in a circle. So we're down here, and then I'm taking my right, crossing over my body to the left, and then coming around. There we go. So crossing the body, coming around. And you can reach your arms back as far back as you want, whatever's comfortable for you. Breathe in, inhale up, exhale down. Now let's go the other way. So I'm taking my left arm now, and I'm bringing it across my body and around. So up, around the body, and then bring it to the side and around. And you can add any kind of movement here. If you want to get more into around the ribs and more of a twist, you can do that. Now I'm just moving from side to side. So I'm just pulling the strap to one side and then pulling the other. And you can just go ahead and come into a little bit of a side stretch here if you want, pulling on that bottom arm. So pulling the strap, very gentle, no pain, no discomfort. And then come up and the other side. So I'm pulling down with my left arm now, and a little side stretch on my right. And come up and bring the strap down. You can put the strap to the side. And just notice whatever you notice in your shoulders. You probably feel a lot of room in your shoulders. So we're going to come to our feet, and you're going to grab your chair and the back of your chair. So I'm just going to turn my chair around. And I'm going to walk myself back. So I'm going to begin with my forearms on the chair, and I'm going to start walking back. And as you walk back, you don't want to drop your belly to the floor, right? So you want to keep that, that neutral spine. So we don't want the ribs to be jutting out or arch in the lower back. And what I'm going to do is bring my shoulder, and I'm going to just rest my forehead, or like right by my hairline, on the chair. And my hands are into prayer. You can have a bend in your knees, whatever's comfortable, but I'm kind of like in a tabletop position. You can bring the feet closer, bring the feet further apart. You're finding that place that's nice and comfortable for you for this position, okay? My feet are underneath, about underneath my hips. I'm resting my head, and I'm just bringing the arms now, or the hands, closer down towards my back. And this is going to be different for everybody. And I'm just going to have a few breaths here. Let the belly relax, let the face relax. If this is too much for you, you can just come out and come into the next thing that we're going to do. And release out of that. We'll just take our hands onto the chair now and just walk ourselves back a little further. And really stretching out through the arms here. And it's like you're dropping your chest to the floor, okay? So again, you're mindful of that no arch in the lower back or over arch in the lower back. And my bum is going back over my heels. So it's like my tailbone's going in one direction and I'm reaching through the arms in the other direction. And again, you can bend your knees if that feels better for you, to have a little bend in the knees as you push your heels or your bum back over your heels. So really getting to the side body, even if you want to wiggle the bum a little side to side. I have a little bend in the knees, and then unbend and walk yourself back up to the chair. Take a little breath. walk back again. So still using the back of the chair, walk back, coming in that same position. And this time, if it's available for you, you can come down a little lower. So if you have a chair, you can use the seat instead of the back of the chair and just adjust your stance. So basically, if I have a flat back, I'm going to bend the knees as much as I need to, just maintain that flat back. And the head comes, you want to relax the head, like you want the ears kind of by your arms or around there. Don't worry about the particulars really, but it's about that. Feeling the neck nice and long in the back. So same thing, I'm just really, tailbone is going in one direction, and my arms kind of in the other. So it's like I'm stretching myself apart. Not that great with the analogies tonight. Taking some breaths here. If this is not comfortable, please go back to where you were. One last breath and walk ourselves back again. Take some breaths here. Relax the belly, relax the face. Let the belly relax. Find that place of ease in your belly, in your body, and in your belly, in your shoulders, in your face. And again, we're going to walk back another time. I'm probably going to move my chair for this one as I don't really have room. So I'm still using the back of the chair and I'm walking back, or maybe I'll do it this way so you can have a better view. I'm walking back again. And this time I'm going to open the legs wider. So I have the legs open wide. My feet for me point forward. If that's really super uncomfortable, just your feet will move to where the position is comfortable. So wide legs. Still almost like dropping the chest down towards, so the collarbone. Think of more of the collarbone coming towards the floor. And I'm just going to wiggle my hips side to side with a little bend in the knees. So I'm starting with a little bend in the knee, rocking the hips side to side. Or almost like if you had a tail and you're just wagging your tail from side to side. And you may need your legs wider or closer together, or you can just explore different ways. And now what I'm doing is I'm just bending a little bit more. I'm using my chair for support, but I'm bending more and more in the knees. I'm coming over to one side and then to the other. And when I do this, we're trying to keep the knees over the ankles and not come over on top of the ankles and not come in front of the ankles, okay? It may come in front a little bit, no big deal, but we really don't want to be coming down. We're putting all that strain on the ankles here. So bum back, pushing back as you're doing this. And you can lift onto a heel if you want and come from side to side that way. And move with your breath. I'm just taking one hand off and kind of moving over to the side. You can explore that. Okay. And come up and walk forward. Come into a nice standing posture. Deep breaths here. Nice loose belly. Okay, so still using the chair just as support, we are going to come into a lunge. Just moving my chair back for a moment. I'm going to put it on the side here. And so I'm going to come to the top of my mat and weight in the left, raise the right. Let's just hold it here for a second. A little moment to balance, perhaps flex the leg. You can do a few circles with the ankles here. And I have the chair really on the wrong side, so having the chair on the side of the leg that's going back is good. So I'm lifting the leg, coming back into this lunge. I'm going to move the chair a little close to me. So just getting into your lunge. You can bring the heel down towards the floor if you want and up. So my ASISs are forward, my hip bones are stacked forward. My pelvis on this side is not completely like rotated down to the floor. And if yours, you're finding that your hip bone is not pointing forward, but it's like pointing down, way down towards the floor, shorten your stance, okay? And still come in this beautiful lunge. And then I'm just bringing the heel with the back of my thigh up towards the sky. Just getting a little bit of mobility in the hips here. And I'm going to raise, so my left leg is forward. I'm going to raise my left arm and just reach over towards the right. Take a breath. And come down. I'm going to reach over towards, so I'm doing a twist. So I'm going to reach my left arm towards the chair. And when I did this on my other chair, my chair was quite high. So if yours is, you can even lay your hand on the chair and then move. So you're twisting and you're rotating or reaching, with your left hand, and you can really feel that shoulder blade protract. So you're just opening up that shoulder blade. And I have my other hand just on the chair for support. And come back and bring the arm up again. And down. 2 arms up. And down. Bring the arms behind you, clasp your hands. Bring the elbows in. You can bring the hands out from your bum if you want. And come in. And then bounce off this back leg and come up to meet the front leg. Shake that out. Okay, all the weight now on your right foot, top of your mat. Come back to a nice easy breath, relax the belly. Pushing down into the earth, lifting up the left knee. A little balance practice here. Doing a little rotations with the ankle. I'm going to step this foot back. So now we can do these little heel down towards the floor, back thigh up towards the ceiling, okay? So little tiny movements here. Have your chair ready here for your support. Come into that nice, beautiful lunge. My knee is over my ankle. And now I'm going to raise my right arm, reach up towards the sky, and then come down with a little twist. So you're twisting towards the chair, and then you're reaching. So you're protracting that shoulder blade, reaching out. Breath. Oh, I can make a big circle to come back. Bring that arm up and reach. Exhale down. 2 arms up, reach. And exhale down. Clasp the hands, the other pinky on the bottom this time. Reach the hands nice and tall. So elbows in. And reaching the hands away from the bum and down towards the floor. So reaching down towards the floor. Exhale, release, bounce off that back leg and come up to meet the right. A little shake. So we'll do a couple more shoulder rolls here. Forward and back. And still using our chair. Hopefully you don't have to move yours around as much as I do. I'm just trying to get it in the camera. And this time, maybe it is best to have it sideways so that I'm going to use it as support. So I'm going to raise my leg to come to the top of the chair. So just raising the leg, bring it to the top of the chair, and I'm using the back of the chair as support. And I'm just flexing the toes up towards the ceiling. And a bit of a hamstring stretch here, so you can push your bum back. So I'm standing here on my leg, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bend in my knee first, and I'm gonna really just push my bum back. Okay, so now we're gonna get this nice stretch in the hamstring here. And breathe. I'm using the chair for support. So you're pushing the bum back and kind of hinging at the same time. So it's almost like a little forward fold. Pushing back. And then come up. So I'm just bending, I came up to, so my foot is on to the chair now. I'm just coming forward a little tiny bit. And then come back. And come forward. And come back. So when you're coming forward, is not so much that you're dropping, is that you're moving your hips forward, okay? So your hip bones are still pointing straight out and you're coming forward. Difference is that you're dropping down, okay? So it's just you're moving forward and then come back, toe up towards the ceiling, bum push back, and come up and back. And this time with the toe up towards the ceiling, we're just going to move into an internal and external rotation with the leg bone in the hip. So keeping the toes, you really want to be focusing the movement happening, the leg bone in the hip socket, internal, external rotation here. And the other leg, you may notice, is getting tired. If it's not getting tired, you're probably just hanging out to the side. So push that hip in. And release that foot. Give the legs a little shake. And then we'll come to the other side. So bring the other foot up. So find your hip bones, pointing forward. Toes up towards the ceiling. And that may just be enough for you. You may be getting enough stretch in your hamstring just to stay right here with your toe, with your foot flexed up towards the ceiling. Take some breaths there. And now maybe a little hinge. Push the bum back over the heels. And a little stretch here. Be very gentle. You don't want to have a really, really strong pulling sensation here. And like I said, you may want to have a little micro bend in your knee. And watch out for this standing hip. Don't want to just get lazy and just hang out. Really pull that in and keep that in. So stabilizing the hip on the right side with the left toe up. And I'm just hinged a little tiny bit for me. And I'm going to flatten the foot and then come forward. So I'm keeping this foot, my back foot on the ground and just moving forward. But if that's not available to you, that's okay. Just you can come up on the toes or whatever it is. But my stance is also very short. I don't have my leg way back here. Okay, it's quite a short stance. And what I'm doing is I'm just moving the hips forward and then coming back. And bringing the hips back. And again, my hip, I just noticed, try to come out to the side. So keep the hips aligned come forward, come back. So move with your own breath and come forward. Hips coming forward. I'm really, when my hips are coming forward, I'm moving the hips straight forward and I'm really getting a lot of nice sensation around the hips here. Some nice mobility going on in the hips here. So continuing with that movement, a couple more times. These are great if you are working at a chair in the day, that you can just come get off your chair for a little break and do any of these things that we've done today. And I'm just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. And then release that foot. Give the hips a little shake. I'm going to bring the arms out now, or reach them back first and bring them forward. Clasp the hands, turn them inside out. Big inhale. You can free to move the arms down and up. Hold. Down. Clasp them behind. Down. Hands down towards the floor and out from the bum. Opening up the shoulders. Exhale, release. Bring the arms out to your sides again. Reach back. Bring them together. Other pinky on the bottom. Turn them inside out. Bring the arms up. Take a breath. Relax the face. Relax the belly. Down. Apart. Clasp the hands behind. Other pinky on the bottom. And relax the arms. Give them a shake. So now we're going to, I think there's a couple ways to do it, but I think my chair is too short. So all I want you to do is rest like we did at the beginning. This can also be done, on hands and knees with a couple of blocks under one arm. But what I'm going to try here is the back of my chair, and I'm going to walk back again. And this time I'm going to put my arm, or my head, my arm on the chair, and then my head on my arm. So just finding a place nice and comfortable. Get your stance so that your feet are kind of underneath your hips. You have a little bend in the knee at first, like pushing the bum back still. And just be comfortable here. That's what we're finding, a place of comfort. Reminding the ribs to stay in. And all we're doing now is letting the shoulder and arm relax. That's all. So breaths in, breaths out. We're getting too close to the end of the class. And relax in all the spaces. But most of all, you're really letting that shoulder hang, the arm hang out of the socket. Nice and heavy. And a little heavier, just see what happens. See what happens as you relax. Your arm is getting longer. Now I just want you to make little circles with the hand. Little circles. Just like a pendulum, just hanging, and rotating one way, and rotating back the other way. And we're going to move to the other arm. So I'm going to stand up first. Just notice the difference in the two arms. Take a breath. Come to a place of ease. Hinging over now, and we're going to do the other side. So I'm just situating myself in a place that's comfortable for me. Ribs in, arm relaxed. So let the arm relax. Let go of any tension, any gripping. Let the arm feel like it's extending, getting longer. Come to an easy breath. Really just trying to enjoy this. And do little circles now with the arm. So it's really circles with the shoulder. That's where the movement is coming from. Little circles one way and circles the other way. Really letting the shoulder hang. The arm hang, sorry, but from the shoulder joint. And a couple last breaths here. Bend the knees and come and stand up. And give a little shake, any kind of movement that you want before we come down onto our backs. So hope that's feeling really good. I know for me, I just feel like I have a lot of space is how I could explain it. So I just feel like I have a lot more space in my shoulders, around my hips, in my arms, everywhere. So let's come down to your back so you can have something underneath your head if you want. Checking the time. Okay, wow. We'll come down onto our backs. And I think since it's so close, I was going to use the strap for our legs. We'll probably just get ready for Shavasana, or, take this couple of minutes to move the way that you feel your body wants to move. Because, we can open and close our legs. That's one thing we could do, like a butterfly, if that feels good. But really, anything goes here. If you feel like reaching your arms up over your head, do that. Make floor angels if you want. That's always really nice. Really, anything goes. I love the figure 4, so you can go into that if you want. A little internal and external rotation, and then externally rotate, drop the ankle into the thigh. And bringing the leg up, keeping that nice arch in the lower back if you're doing these figure 4s. So now beginning to soften everywhere. You can relax your legs straight or keep them bent, whatever feels best for you. I'm getting ready to just come into a rest pose. Always nice to have something under the head. Maybe perhaps something under the head and the shoulders. See if you can let the whole body rest into the earth below you, the floor, your mat. I like to visualize sometimes that I am actually in the earth. I'm outside. And just really get a sense of letting go. And with each exhale, you're just letting your body relax a little more. It's very interesting when sometimes we feel like we're relaxed, and then when you just bring a little bit more consciousness to it, you realize how much you're actually not relaxing. Like you can just really feel a sense of a let go. So hands or arms out to the side is nice, with palms facing up and towards the ceiling or the sky. And visualizing a beautiful night sky. The full bright moon. Lots of stars and a warm air breeze around us. With only one thing to do. And that is to relax every part of ourselves. Give ourselves a space to relax the mind and the body. Soften your face. Space between the teeth. Tongue removed from the top of the mouth. Almost feeling your scalp relax. Space between your eyes, your forehead, and around the temples, the cheeks, around your chin and the front of the throat. Releasing the muscles in the back of your neck. Moving down into your traps, above your shoulders, around your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Your arms nice and relaxed, fingers naturally curled towards the palm. Whole back body heavy and sinking into the earth. Enjoying the silence, the stillness. Heart open, chest open. Relaxing the front of the body, the belly. All around your pelvis and your hips. Letting yourself be heavier. Your legs heavy. Your ankles and your feet. Staying here. enjoying it. Beautiful reminder to your body to rest. And taking this time for yourself is so important. I'm so grateful that you're here with me tonight. Thank you so much. And I'll see you hopefully next week. Have a beautiful evening and a beautiful, beautiful